Hello everyone, welcome back to Roughing the Competition. My name's Brant and this is Trevor, and today we're going to be looking at NFL Week 7 matchups, Part 1.
Yep, this is the first part of the series, which the first thing we're going to analyze here is quickly some key takeaways from last week's games. Some of the big questions are going to come up, and this is things we want in the back of your mind because we're going to kind of cover these topics as we go through. First thing, are the Steelers actually back? Huge win over the Bengals, looked good. Are they back or are they not? We'll talk about that probably at the end of part 2. Cowboys. Man, they looked good. Are they going to win the East? Who knows? They got the Redskins this week. Then we got the Patriots. They topped the Chiefs last week. Are they actually over the Chiefs completely, or was last week just kind of one of those splash in the pan wins? Then we got the question of, are the Browns actually bad, or are the Chargers really that good? Chargers dominated them. And lastly, can the Dolphins keep pace with the Patriots now that they've got hot? That big win over the Bears last week, that could be a confidence boost. We'll have to see. So with that, we'll go and jump right into matchups. And first up on the docket, Thursday night, Broncos versus Cardinals.
Well, I got the Broncos going here, Trevor.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos defense is too much for that Cardinals offense. I don't think Rosen's going to be that great against that Broncos defense. And Nick Chubb got going last week with 3 sacks. Mm-hmm. And Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders are finally starting to find that connection with Case Keenum.
Yeah, I'm not too different from you. I'm going to go Broncos here too. Cardinals, you've given up on the season. You've thrown in the towel. Everybody's on trade block. Deion Buchanan, Hassan Reddick, rumors of David Johnson being floated out there. I'm sure Fitzgerald's name will come up. You've just thrown in the towel. The Broncos, strong run attack. Look for Paul Lindsay to have a good game. David Johnson might finally show up, but not looking good, under 3 yards of carry still. So that's Thursday's matchup. It's ugly, so let's jump to the second matchup. We're going to kick off Sunday afternoon games by first looking here at the Titans versus the Chargers. Titans have struggled of late, and the Chargers seem to have found rhythm. What are you thinking, Brant?
I'm taking the Chargers here. The Titans look like just so bad against the Ravens. I know the Ravens aren't that good to shut somebody out like that. Maybe it's a little push for playoff season for Chicago.
Yeah.
Or not, sorry, Chargers. Yeah. Not San Diego. They're in LA now, man.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry for that.
I think Rivers finally has the receivers there, and he actually has a run game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to make a little playoff push.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pull back on that. Titans shouldn't win this game, but guess what? They're going to. Because they win the games they shouldn't win. They also lose the games they should be more competitive in. For example, losing to Buffalo and losing to Baltimore, that's kind of got them irked. Their offense isn't good. And the Chargers, with Rivers leading them, have been pretty good. But Rivers always has the ability to lose games that he shouldn't. This is going to be a game that he loses because, well, he shouldn't. He'll throw a couple key picks. Titans will pull this one out. Watch Henry and Lewis. Maybe they can finally get running, even with Corey Liuget being back and helping that Chargers pass rush.
Should be interesting.
Yeah. All right, so let's turn it over to the next one. This is going to be the first fun matchup of the week. Patriots versus the Bears. Now, the Bears, tough loss last week against the Dolphins. You lost in overtime on a field goal. That's got to hurt. Patriots, holding off the Chiefs despite their last-second charge. Who are you thinking here?
I know everyone's going to hate me for this, but I think the Bears are going to pull this upset off.
I think that's just your Patriots hatred.
I think Bears need a bounce-back win in a bad way.
Yeah.
Especially after that Dolphins loss. And Khalil Mack and Prince Amukamara are questionable for the game.
Yeah.
So if they don't play, I don't give them hardly any chance. But if they do play, let's go ahead and just pick the Bears here, especially in Chicago. It's getting a little chilly out.
Yeah.
And watch out for Josh Gordon if Amukamara doesn't play.
Yeah, Gordon did have 5 receptions this past week. He started showing up. Brady said he was going to show up. But that's not the reason I'm picking the Patriots. Picking the Patriots because guess what, everybody? Brady's here. And I know everyone's excited. Oh, my God, Tom Brady versus Khalil Mack. What'll happen? Here's what I'm going to say to that matchup. All right. That Patriots offensive line is going to protect him. They're going to keep Khalil Mack off of his back. So Brady's going to have a decent day. And I just want to mention, since Sony Michel's been activated, you add in Edelman and Gronk, that offense is extremely balanced. Brady's averaging about 300 yards passing to 350. Sony Michel, 3 straight games where he's been right around that 100-yard mark. If they keep that balance going, I think they'll be fine. And I'd say watch Dwayne Allen here. He hasn't really showed up this year. And the Patriots will go a lot of double tight end sets to protect Brady. Also watch James Devlin as the fullback. He showed up a little bit last week. He'll be in those max protect packages. maybe shows up here for some run and some passing.
All right.
Yep. We're going to turn our attention now to the Bills versus the Colts and what should be the first game of why does this exist this week?
Oh, man.
I know.
I don't think Mason's going to like you very much.
He's not. He loves the Colts. But,
I'm going with the Colts here. No rookie magic here for the Bills with Josh Allen being out, sidelined, and Andrew Luck has been throwing the ball extremely well.
Yeah.
He actually has. And I think Colts get it done big time on the shoulders of Andrew Luck.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I'm going Colts too, but I will mention this. I'm sorry, Buffalo. Whatever up there thinks that Noah Peterman should be, or Nathan Peterman should even be on the roster, well, that should be fired. I mean, he gets the game-leading touchdown in the fourth quarter, then immediately watch the Texans tie it, then he throws a pick to lose it, gets the ball back, throws a pick to end it.
Nathan Peterman-esque.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's terrible. Your offense is missing pieces. Your defense has been solid, but you're not a good team. Colts get it back on track a little bit more this week. They're building. They're not going to be great this year, but next year it might be exciting to watch. Watch Ebron and Swope get a little more attention down by the end zone again this week. They've been good so far. They'll be great again. I got the Colts winning. I mean, just simple as that. All right, let's look at my Lions. They're back off the bye. They're going to play the Dolphins. And I'll just kick this one off. I got my Lions. I'm going to stay true to them despite the fact I don't feel good about this. The game's in Miami. Lions are coming off the bye. The D stepped up huge against Green Bay in a game that we shouldn't have won. Mason Crosby cost them, unfortunately for
Did you guys send your guys' game checks to Mason?
No, I wish we would have. We almost thought he was going to need them, but the Packers stay true to their kicker, and he played big last night, winning it for them. I just think that we're going to keep rolling here. The receivers are all ready to go. Stafford wants to sling the ball. Can we keep the momentum going? I don't know, but I'll stick to it. Question for Miami, I think, is do you start Tannehill or Osweiler? Either way, I think both is bad. Osweiler has not been good for his career. This is one of those fluke games he had last week. Bears had no preparation for him. They expected Tannehill. So I don't think if we have a week's preparation that Osweiler will do him any favors.
Yeah. Will the real Detroit Lions please stand up? And I'm going to repeat again. Will the real Detroit Lions please stand up? Because we have a problem here. But I'm going with the Lions. They win the games they shouldn't, and they lose the games they should win.
Yeah. I mean,
that's about how it is. Unfortunately, you play 2 games that you should have lost and won, and 3 games you should have won.
That we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think they get it done here, and I would think the Dolphins would stick with Osweiler because he did look pretty decent.
I'll see.
Decent. But watch Stafford here.
I mean, Osweiler did throw for almost 400. That's half the yards Tannehill has on the year, so we'll see.
Just watch Stafford here. But yeah, Lions.
Yep. All right, let's take a look here at the Vikings versus the Jets. And I'll kick this one off again because I know you're going to go the Vikings route. Let's talk about those New York Football Jets. They're 3-3. Crowell's averaging over 6 yards a carry, or 5 yards a carry, I believe it is. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Thielen's a lock for 100 for the Vikings, but outside of that, Cook may not be back for a while. Murray's not repeating against this tough defense. They can't protect Cousins. Sorry, Minnesota. You're going to lose to the Jets. So welcome to our club.
New York Football Jets.
Yep, I'm just going to leave it right there.
Vikings.
Ooh.
Kirk Cousins offense. Thielen and Diggs. I don't think you need that much more to beat the Jets. That's basically what I have here.
I mean, they struggled with the Cardinals last week. They pulled it out late, but it was ugly.
It was ugly. And, of course, Thielen and Diggs fantasy. You start both of them together. That works, too, because they both go for about 100 a game.
Yeah, I don't have anyone to start in this game fantasy-wise. Just Jets are going to win an ugly one.
All
right, let's look at another game that has the potential to be ugly, but may have some fantasy relevance at the same time. Panthers versus Eagles. Now, both these teams are battling to stay towards the top of their division. Who do you think maintains that?
I think the Eagles are going to win this game.
Yeah.
And I haven't picked the Eagles in a while.
You haven't?
I really haven't. And I've been picking the Panthers a lot.
Yeah.
And they've been upsetting me a little bit, especially last week. But I just don't think they look that good against the Redskins. Their offense looked kind of mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Even with Christian McCaffrey still getting what he gets.
Yeah.
And the Eagles just dismantling the dumpster fire in New York Football Giants.
Oh, dear God. We'll get to those here in a bit.
But fantasy watch here, Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go on the other side of the fence. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I don't think your offense is good, but I do think your defense is good, and I think you can move the ball. The Eagles, on the other hand, you have no run game, and you rely way too much on your tight ends, and Carolina has good linebackers. Yes, looking at you, Luke Kuechly and Shaq Thompson, you guys are pretty good. The Eagles are going to struggle here, and it's going to open up the door for the Panthers. I think for the Panthers, the only one to watch, McCaffrey, and he's not getting it done in the run game. Watch the pass game. I'm thinking maybe around 10 catches, a TD, and just kind of paces them out. It's going to be an ugly game, like 17-14, but I think the Panthers win the defensive standoff at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got 2 left here, and we're going to take a quick look at the Browns and the Bucks. The Browns got decimated by the Chargers last week. I called that, by the way. And the Bucks, well, unfortunately, I called this too just the opposite way. The Bucks lose a close one to Atlanta. Tampa, you let me down. But Brant, who do you see rebounding here?
I have the Bucks rebounding here.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield looked like a rookie finally.
Yeah, he did.
He finally looked like a rookie. And I don't think the Browns are going to be able to score enough to keep up with the Bucks. Jameis Winston looked pretty good in that. It was a shootout against the Falcons.
He did.
And I think that the Buccaneers will be able to score enough to beat the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Browns. This time I'm taking them. I know they're on the road. I think Baker had the game he needed to have. By that I mean you need to have that game as a rookie that reminds you, hey, I'm still a rookie. He had 3 or 4 attempts in that first half where he was inside the 40. I know you heard me cursing at the TV because I just couldn't believe it. Defense got him the ball inside the 40 on the opponent's side 3 or 4 times in that first half. He managed to fall out of field goal range not once or twice, but 3 times, to the point that even on the 25, the Browns didn't trust their kicker. That isn't going to happen this week. Baker's going to be able to move the ball in this Bucs defense. It's not as good as the Chargers. He's going to come in angry. Those receivers are going to come in angry over some of the missed drops that they had this week. Browns are going to win this. Jameis will do okay, but that Browns defense will dominate them.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, so the last matchup for these early games, let's look at Texans and Jags. Now, both these teams are 3-3. Shockingly, 3 weeks ago, Texans 0-3. Jags were, I believe, 2-1. Looked like Jags were going to run away, but Texans have clawed back. Do you see them taking the division lead here?
I do see the Texans taking that division lead here.
Really?
I think the Cowboys figured out that Jaguars defense.
Yeah?
40 points. They scored 40 points on that vaunted Jaguars defense. And I think the Texans, they got a good win last week, so I think Texans defense shows their talent level.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, but I don't think the Cowboys showed us anything on that Jags D. Here's why. Jacksonville literally gave them the ball pretty much on the 50 every time they punted. That is not the defense's fault. That is the offense's fault. It starts with the fact you're missing 3 offensive linemen, and you got desperate enough to sign Eric Flowers and start Eric Flowers at left tackle. Oh, dear God. He was so bad the Giants demoted him, then they cut him. So why you picked him up and thought he could rebound here, I don't have a clue. You can't run the ball, you can't throw the ball, you can't move the ball. Dallas is not good. Look at those stats. Prescott didn't even get 200 yards passing. Zeke didn't even get 100 yards rushing, if I'm correct, or it was just over 100. They did not do good on you. You just gave your defense no chance to win. Same thing here, because Fournette ain't coming back and that line ain't going to get healthy anytime soon. Texans will start with positive field position almost every time. And guess what? Watson, Hopkins, Fuller, they're better than Dallas offense. Well, I don't think they're running anywhere. They're going to throw enough to win this game. Probably 21-14, 21-10. They're going to beat the Jags. They're going to take division lead and on to the second half with both those teams.
Well, I got a quick pick here, though. I got to throw this in here.
You want to throw that in here now or in part 2?
I'm going to throw it in.
Let's do it in part 2. Let's do it in part 2. All right. We'll see you guys in part 2. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Guys.